let's see if Bill Maher has a good take on this.
I know. There's people who have college loans. There are other people in America, the vast majority of Americans didn't go to college, and they don't have college loans, so they're a little pissed about this. They're like, you know, there are plumbers out there saying, well, why don't you pay off my truck instead, because that's what my money went to, my life went to. It's amazing to me when I read in the paper today how many Democrats are divided about this. They're not completely behind this idea that Joe Biden...
That's so dumb. Yeah, well, those Democrats are fucking stupid, and they want to lose, and they love losing. How about they shut the fuck up? How about that? Also, why the fuck do people care about plumbers this much? Like, no one cares about plumbers like this. They never bring up any amount of debt that plumbers take on in any other meaningful capacity. But all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we're on the side of plumbers on this. Motherfucker, plumbers have children. They have student loan debt. Okay? You're talking about like this mythical person. And I'm sure there are people like this, obviously. Of course there are. Of course there are people who don't have a child that went to fucking college or something, and they didn't go to college themselves, and they don't have any student loan debt, and they're going to be chirping about it because they're selfish or whatever the fuck. But like, not every initiative is going to be extremely positive for you. Sometimes it can be positive for other people. What the fuck? Where is people's sense of empathy for their fellow man?
Biden is paying off people's student loans. So where are you on that one?
I think, you know, during the presidential, I was the one that said rich.
My nephew's an HVAC dude who has become libbed up due to this. He has exactly 10K in student loans, so out of touch, lol. There you go. Biden is securing the most undermined, most marginalized constituency of all, the HVAC specialists, okay? And even they have fucking loans. Because, fun fact, 45 million Americans own a collective total of $1.7 trillion of debt in the form of student loan debt that is currently in the hands of the American government, the Department of Education, and it's already been paid for, and they could very easily just write it off. They could say, hey, we're taking the L on this. So good luck. Whenever you talk about not knowing a single person that has taken a fucking loan to go to college, that's just a self-report. It's a self-report about how fucking profoundly privileged you are, not the other way around. It is the greatest fucking example to figure out if someone is so motherfucking privileged that they don't know a single person that took out college loans, dude. What's up? Are you motherfuckers not hanging out in any circles that have like even middle-class people? Are you just exclusively hanging out with like the ultra wealthy? That's crazy. That's actually fucking crazy to me. It is, in my opinion, harder to find an American that at least doesn't know anyone with fucking student loan debt than an American with student loan debt.
Kids, we shouldn't be paying for their college. You just can't staple a diploma for free under everyone's chair. Part of that is I think we need to focus on apprenticeships and filling the hard-to-fill jobs. That being said, Bill, this is more targeted than a bunch of the proposals that were out there. And 87% of the money.
Or you just don't know anyone who went to college in general. My dad's side is that way. Lucky to graduate high school. I mean, that's still wild, dude. You don't know a single, like your dad's side, I'm sure your dad's side still has someone who's been saddled with debt, because education is the single largest factor in upward social mobility in a country that doesn't have much of it, which is precisely the reason why with the GI Bill and everything else that accompanied it, Americans all went to college, or at least like tried to go to college. And a big part of that also made colleges infinitely more expensive, made it a way scammier. But everyone at least knows someone. Everyone knows at least someone that at least like either went to a trade school, which also you have to pay for, unless your fucking job is paying for it. Okay? Or community college and then, regular college. Associating with the proletariat, please. You are more out of touch with the working class of America if you do not know a single fucking person that has no student loan debt whatsoever. Straight up. That is precisely why you see so many people. That is precisely why you see so many people in the media, in those circles, actually have the takes they have. Because they're, one, old, so they went to college at a time when it was like super fucking cheap. Or two, their parents paid for it. Or three, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's actually it. Those are the main two reasons. Their parents paid for it. They don't even know anyone that fucking didn't have their parents pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, they're just nuts. I'm a carpenter with student loans because I got a journalism degree. Yeah, this is a very realistic scenario as well. I know plenty of people that actually got like a marketing degree or some shit like that and then went into the trades after that.
Goes to people that are making less than $75,000 a year. You've got, well, it will help nurses. It helps nurses. It helps teachers. It helps electricians. A bunch of people have community college loans.
Yeah.
That being said, if I could wave a magic wand and do what I want to do, I would have actually tied it to the hard-to-fill jobs. We have 10 million job openings right now in our country.
My God, that is psychotic, dude. Hey, you want to have your debts fucking paid for? Then you have to literally, you have to do the slavery, okay? Yeah, we're putting you in debtor's prison. God damn it, that is so psychotic. I hate these people so much. How about no? How about none of that? What the fuck? That is so insane, dude. Hey, I'm sorry. Listen, you got student loan debt, which unironically is the reason why you are already servile and signing up for a life of like indentured servitude. Well, guess what? You still are. She said, get back to work, you fucking silly bitches.
2 million of them are in healthcare assisted living. So if people will go into those jobs instead of being like hedge fund managers, then we could actually put the loan repayment help and have it connected to people going into the jobs that we need to fill. I think that would be a way you can do it. But I do think it's important for people to understand.
What an insane take. Okay, calm down, chatter. Here, take an hour off, okay?
Understand that this is a targeted program that he put out.
50 years ago, 70% of good jobs required a high school diploma. Now, they say 70% require a college degree. Mm-hmm. So I know this is like supposed to address...
Yeah, exactly. You just openly stated why this is good. Yeah, exactly. Over the course of the past 50 years, everyone went to fucking college. Or at least tried to, even if they failed and they still got the fucking debt. Yeah. No, that's the point. That's literally the point. Thank you. That's the point. Exactly. That's how it works. Okay. That's literally it. That's the point.
Income inequality, but it kind of does the reverse because it's the people who have college degrees.
Yeah, but there are also parents of those kids who don't have college degrees who want their kids to be able to go to college so that they can have a better life than they did. And we have to address...
I'm still laughing at the ridiculous talking point that Amy Klobuchar put out there that like some fucking dickhead whose uncle was already in a fucking hedge fund, okay, that went to Yale because his father paid off like, I don't know, another branch of the fucking library. It was, instead of going to a hedge fund, was going to be saddled with debt, but instead of going to which wasn't going to happen anyway, but he's saddled with debt, and instead of going into the fucking hedge fund job, he's actually going to go and become, work at an old folks home.
The cost of going to college. I mean, I'm an old man, but when I went to college, at UCLA, it cost me $242 to go to school for a whole year. Now it's crazy what you have to pay, and it's unfortunate, and it does target the kids that are most in need.
But I keep saying on this show, no one's listening, but I keep saying,
well, it's your show.
I know, no, I'm just saying nobody, eventually they follow my lead, but it takes years.
A decade.
Takes years and someone else to claim it. Anyway, but I keep saying it's not about affordability. Yes, college is unaffordable. It's about making college more unnecessary. It's a giant scam. It's a consumer product that they're selling you as a golden ticket to be in the upper middle class. But they're not really getting any education.
Did you go to college?
Of course.
Of course.
Because that's
and look at the job you have. You're a big
fucking owned, by the way. I mean, low-key owned. Low-key owned. I mean, you can try to cut the whole, like, oh, yeah, don't get an education. Like, fuck that bullshit. But, like, yeah, okay, shut the fuck up. You went to college. Yeah, fuck yourself. How about that?
I'm Guy and have your own show. Would you have your own show? Maybe you would. I don't know.
Yes, I would.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah. No,
No, I mean, actually, I mean,
Yeah,
yes.
but you wouldn't qualify for the loan repayment. Income.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, most jobs they do not really require. It's a scam. And you talked about nurses. I've talked to so many nurses. My mother was a nurse. I still know many nurses that were friends. Okay, administrators, teachers, they all have this complaint that at a certain point they need more education to like advance in their career. When really they know exactly what they're doing. They don't. It's just a way to make you go back to school. And I feel like education is to Democrats what tax cuts are to Republicans. They think it solves everything.
Well, it's not just upper education. You're also talking about K through 12.
Did he just say he doesn't want educated nurses? What? He didn't just say that, right? What the fuck? I mean, okay, listen, guys. What? I don't even know what the fuck. What? That's so insane. I don't know how to respond to that, dude. What? He's like, nurses don't need an education. Look, a lot of jobs you learn on the job. Okay? A lot of jobs you learn on the job. And nursing is no different, right? Every job you learn more when you're actually doing it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get the underlying training. I don't know what this. What? The point is correct. My mom has been in nursing for 17 years, but can't move into administration because they've changed it to requiring a master's when it wasn't that before. I mean, that part is fine, but you know, shitting on education for that reason is kind of ridiculous. It's kind of silly.
And that's something that Democrats have cared about forever. And you see Republicans moving away from public education. That, to me, is where the money should be going. And yes, there are people who should go to college. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to do something.
Again, all these fucking liberal arts university educated motherfuckers are running around being like, yeah, it's only for technical jobs with like high skill that you need to go to a college education for. It's like, no, dude, it's good for everybody, okay? It's good for everyone. It's good for everyone. Education is not bad. Even if you're not learning anything in fucking college for the most part, it's good to have that kind of experience as well. I just absolutely fucking despise so many people who like act like this is not a good thing, okay? Like they constantly fucking point the finger at like lesbian dance theory or like critical queer theory or some shit, like as though those are the only majors that are allowed. Okay, you're just pointing at things that you don't like that people are learning. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing you're doing. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. They make up like a tiny fraction of college majors. If people want to do that, then they can. Okay. Let me better myself for the good of me and the people I care about as a nurse or doctor. Yeah, no, it's just, you're not supposed to do that. Exactly. It's always people with like liberal arts degrees though that fucking say this. Like they become extremely wealthy. They go to film school or they go to a fucking liberal arts university. They get a fucking shit degree and then they spend their entire lives shitting on that shit degree while they make millions of fucking dollars and tell you, no, you can't do that. Can't get that fucking degree. It's so silly. It's so dumb.
That, you know, you want to be in the space industry, you have to go to college. There are other jobs that you don't need college for. And so you have to make that choice.
I think you and I have shared this view. We're not going to have a shortage of sports marketing degrees here. We're going to have a shortage of plumbers, electricians. We have a shortage of nurses, technology workers. And some of those jobs require high education. Some of them require apprenticeships. And we just got to meet people where they are. And that's why I'd like to tie it to the jobs that we need to fill.
Yeah, no. Her fucking take on this is dumb as hell. That level of like that kind of incentivization should already exist separately from the student loan debt relief. But the way to do that is not by like weaponizing the fucking debt that people are saddled with, but instead offering additional, you know, if you want to do tax credits, you can do that too if you want. Or better fucking pay rises for said jobs. Better labor union protections for said jobs. People just want good jobs. God forbid we do that on a pro-labor platform, though. Holy fuck, that the entire system would break. You know what I mean? It's that simple, dude.